Hi fellas, this is Jawad again to solve all your problems of chemistry. Welcome back to my another video tutorial. Let's get started. Today we're gonna solve a question related to number of particles in a solution of compound. Let's read the question. Which of the following aqueous solutions contains the greatest number of negative ions? Is it 500 cm cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube of sodium sulfate, or is it 250 cm cube of 0.12 mole per dm cube of barium chloride, or is it 250 cm cube of 0.15 mole per dm cube potassium iodide, or is it 500 cm cube of 0.1 mole per dm cube of zinc 2 nitrate? Okay, let's see. At first we need to figure out the key word of this question. In order to answer this question, we need to find the keyword of this question. The keyword of this question is this: the greatest number of negative ions. The greatest number of negative ions. Okay. At first, let me recall the equation of mole. Okay. Let's see. Total number of particles total number of particles is equals to number of moles, number of moles of that particles, number of moles of that particles, okay, multiplied by Avogadro's constant. Avogadro's constant. Okay. Well, what does this specific term mean? Avogadro's constant. Let me explain this specific term. Avogadro's constant Avogadro's constant is the total number of particles total number of particles in 1 mole. in 1 mole. Okay, Avogadro's constant is equals to the total number of particles in 1 mole. I hope that you have understood the term Avogadro's constant. Okay, so this is constant. This number is always constant. I hope that you have understood that why is it constant, because it is already stated that this is a constant, Avogadro's constant. Therefore, this term is always, this condition is always constant. So, can you tell me that which should be the variables? Well, you can guess that this one and this one is always variable. Since this is constant, that means the other two are always variable. So how can they be variable? How can be they variable? They varies. How can they varies? Let us see. Uh, their relationship is like this. Their relationship is like this. Okay. A total number of particles total number of particles is directly proportional to number of moles. That means these two are directly proportional. Number of moles. Okay, I hope that you have understood these two relationship. That is, total number of particles, this total number of particles is directly proportional to number of moles. Okay, since these two are proportion, that means if I find this, then I can automatically find this one. Okay, let me tell you how. uh, if you observe that the volume of each the volume and concentration of each solution is given, that means I can easily find the number of moles from each solution. Have you understood? The and volume and concentration of each solution is given, so I can easily find the number of moles. And if I find the number of moles, then I can easily predict that which should be the greatest number of negative ions. Okay, and there is another piece of information is given. What information? This total number of particles present, in a solution. Suppose in the case of sodium sulfate, there are 3 particles present, 2 sodium ions and 1 sulfate ion. So three total 3 particles are present. Okay, in the case of barium chloride, 3 particles are present, 1 barium ion and 2 chloride ion. In the case of potassium iodide, there are 2 particles present, and you can guess what should be the answer. This there are 2 potassium iodide ions are present, potassium ion and iodide ions. Therefore, the total number of ions present in potassium iodide solution is 2. Okay. In the case of zinc nitrate, there are 3 ions present in the solution. Okay. So it has total number of 3 ions, total 3 ions, total 2 ions and total 3 ions. Okay, and let us check total number of anions. Okay, total number of anions present here is 1, here it is 2, here it is 1, here it is 2. Okay, and total number of cations present is 2. 2 plus 1 gives us 3. 3 ions are present in sodium sulfate solution, and here in the case of barium chloride 1 plus 2 gives us 3. Total number of 3 ions. Okay, total 3 ions. And in the case of potassium iodide we get total 2 ions, 1 cation and 1 anion, so 2 ion. Okay, and in the case of zinc 2 nitrate, 1 zinc ion and 2 nitrate ion gives us 3 ions. Okay, so within these 4 types of solution, which has got the greatest number of anions? Well, let's see. Here it has 1 anion, 1 anion. Here it has 2 anions, and here it has 1 anion, and here it has 2 anions. Okay, so which has got the greatest number of anions? This and this. Okay, so we will concern only with these 2 options. Okay, let us work this out. Now we will move on to find number of moles. Okay, and if we multiply number of moles with Avogadro's number, so we will get greatest number of ions. So we will use this equation here, another equation, total particles, total anions, total number of anions, total number of anions. Okay, is equals to number of anions multiplied by number of moles. Okay, anions multiplied by number of moles. Okay, so at first let us find the number of moles. Sorry, excuse me. So we will find this, the answer of this one, since these two B and D has got the greatest number of ions, so we will concerned about only about B and D, not A and C. Okay, since B and D has got the greatest number of anions, we will concern only about B and D. Okay, I hope that you have understood. So in case of B, it has number of moles, uh, number of moles. Let us find number of moles. Is uh, if we calculate this one, number of moles from the equation, let us discuss the equation. What should be the equation? Let us recall the equation. Okay, number of moles sorry number of moles is equals to mass into molar mass, actual mass of the sample into molar mass. Okay, I hope that you have understood. But if you don't understood any of this topic, just comment below, I will answer them. Okay, number of moles is equals to mass into molar mass. Okay, we will use this equation in here, and if we use this equation and calculate, we will find that the number of moles of barium chloride here is we need to convert this Cm cube into Dm cube. Okay, so let us do the calculation. So in the case of barium chloride, number of moles of barium chloride here, it is when there is another equation we can recall okay, uh, that is number of moles is equals to concentration in mole per dm cube into volume, which should be in dm cube. Okay, this shouldn't be in cm cube, this should be, the standard unit is dm cube. Since this dm cube is in numerator and this dm cube is in denominator, and this cancel out to give number of moles. So I hope that you have understood how this unit mole comes. Okay, so we will use this second equation, not the first one, since this piece of information and this piece of information is given in the question. Okay, we will not use this equation in this question, we will use equation number 2 in this question. Okay, well, let's find the number of moles of barium chloride. uh, the concentration of barium chloride here is 250, sorry, extremely sorry. uh, Concentration of barium chloride in this case is 0.12 mole per dm cube. Okay, the concentration is given 0.12, sorry, this is 0 not 6, 0.12 mole per dm cube multiplied by volume. Since the volume is in cm cube, we need to convert this into dm cube. Okay, so in order to convert this, we need to multiply this with 10 to the power minus 3, or divide this 250, or we can divide 250 by 1000, same, the answer will come same. Okay, so if we calculate this, we will find 0.12 multiplied by 250 divided by 1000, which comes as 0.0 3 moles. Okay. Well, let us look at this one, zinc to nitrate. Uh, Volume is given 500 cm cube and concentration is given 0.1 mole per cm cube. Okay, let us calculate. uh, Concentration is given in the case of sorry excuse me, in the case of zinc to nitrate, okay, in the case of zinc to nitrate, the volume is 500. We need to convert this again with into dm cube. Okay, we need to convert this into dm cube again, so we will divide this with 1000 and multiply this whole thing with moles, concentration, sorry, multiply this whole thing with the concentration. The concentration given here is 0.1 mole per dm cube. Okay, okay, so let me do the calculation. So 0.1 multiplied by 500 divided by 1000 will give us the answer 0.05, 0 point, sorry, 0.05 mole. Okay, sorry, now it is right. Okay, so can you compare with this one, which should be the greatest number of mole? Well, you can guess. Yes, you are correct. This contains the greatest number of mole. Okay, and this contains the greatest number of anions. Okay, so let's see, the mole is 0.05. So we find that the mole is 0.05. Okay, and the total number of anion is 2. So this contains the greatest number of anions, so D should be the answer. Okay, I hope that you have understood why this should be the answer. Okay, and I also hope that you have understood the question as well as the answer. Thank you, see you again, bye bye. Well, this is the end of today's tutorial. Hope that this tutorial might help you with your exam preparations. Well, sorry for my bad English, but feel free to point out my mistakes as well as ask questions that you have in your mind in the comment below. See you in next video, and don't forget to share, like and comment as well as subscribe for more video. See ya. Thank you.